I don't know.
Oh, that's okay. Hadi, what new hobbies do you want to learn? Can you please answer the question, Hadi? Hadi, can you answer the question?
Hardy, if you are answering the question right now, your mic seems to be muted.
So, some examples are hiking, swimming, tennis, and swimming. I guess we'll move on. Coco, what new hobbies do you want to learn?
I want to learn cook. I want to learn cook.
What is your favorite dish you have cooked so far?
I don't know.
Oh, that's okay. Sophia, what new hobbies do you want to learn?
New hobby is yoga. I can find relax in it.
Cool. Yoga is very fun to do.
So the conversation for this week is, who is your role model? So, Coco, who is your role model?
I don't know the question.
Do you know what role model means?
Yes.
So they're asking, if there's anybody that you look up to particularly. Like for me, my role model would be my sister because she's very hardworking and very smart.
Okay. My friends.
So why would your friends be your role model?
Yes.
So can you explain to us why your friends would be your role model?
Because we are play, do the homework.
Yeah, that works. Very good, Coco. Thank you. Marin, who is your role model?
My role model is my friend too, because he was a good student.
That's a very good role model. It's always nice to be a good student. Sophia, what about you? Who is your role model?
My role model is my mom, because he is working hard.
It's very good to look up to your mom. My mom also works very hard. Thank you, Sophia. Andre, who is your role model?
I don't know.
Is there so Andre, is there anybody in your life that you look up to?
My two best friend.
That's very cool. So then you could maybe say that they would be your. Thank you, Andre. Hardy, what about you?
What's the meaning of this?
Do you know what role model means?
What's the meaning?
Let me.
Role model in Chinese 像什么人是你的学习的榜样？你的父母也可以是你的 role model。
My teacher.
So why is your teacher your role model?
Because my teacher is because my teacher
Is your teacher a nice person?
yes.
That's a very good role model then. Thank you for sharing, Hardy. Theodore, who is your role model?
My grandma, she can do many housework.
That's very nice. Your grandmother sounds like an amazing woman. Thank you for sharing, Theodore.
Lesson for this week is jobs. So if you don't know what a job is, it is something that you do to make money. So, Theodore, what job do your parents do?
I think so. Teacher and office worker.
Do you think they enjoy that job?
Yes, they're working hard.
That's very cool. Marin, what job do your parents do?
My parents is office worker.
Do you think they would enjoy it?
Yeah.
That is very cool. Coco, what job do your parents do?
My mom is a teacher. My father is a officer worker.
Cool. I think it was your dad, does your dad teach your school?
My mother is a teacher.
Oh, sorry. Does your mother teach at your school?
Yes.
That must be very cool to see it each day. Do you think you would enjoy it?
Yes, I do.
Which one would you like more?
I enjoy the tour guide.
Oh, I think the tour guide would be fun, but do you think you would enjoy being an office worker or a teacher more?
Yes, I do.
So do you like being a teacher more?
I like officer worker more.
An office worker would be very fun. Andre, before I ask the question, is it okay if you turn your camera on?
No.
Can you not turn on your camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what job do your parents do?
My dad is a miller and my mother is a teacher.
Oh, that's very cool. I think you said your dad is a miller, right? I might have misheard it.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you know what a miller does?
No.
Well, that's okay. Do you think you would enjoy it?
No.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Um, Sophia, what job do your parents do?
I want to be a teacher because it's very cool.
A teacher is cool, but what jobs do your parents do? So, like, they could be
My
a computer programmer. Oh, sorry.
hobby is be a office work.
Okay, that's very cool. Do you think you would enjoy it?
Is that do? Yes, I do.
What would you enjoy about it?
Meaningful. It's meaningful.
That's a good answer. Hardy, could you turn on your camera? Uh, Wait, Hardy, could you open your camera? Okay, so, what jobs do your parents do? Could you answer the question, Hardy?
Hardy, can you hear us? Might be having internet.
Just move on. Movie, what jobs do your parents do? Can you answer the question, Movie? Can you not hear me? I guess we'll just move on.
So the first job we will be talking about are entrepreneurs. And an entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business, which is typically based on an idea that they have created, and by like making their own business, they are taking on a lot of financial risks. So a CEO is a person responsible for managing a company's overall operations. So it's basically just the boss. And the annual salary is an entrepreneur's annual salary varies depending on the success of their businesses, and they normally range from somewhere between 29,000 to 200,000. And to become an entrepreneur, they normally have a business bachelor's degree or on a more specific bachelor's in entrepreneurship. However, a degree is not mandatory through college, but it can be extremely helpful in opening and starting your own business because it can help you get like insight and stuff. Some company examples of entrepreneurs is just any company really any company at all, because like they all had to be started from someone. So some really famous examples are like Apple, Google, Amazon, Nike, and McDonald's. And some famous entrepreneurs are Elon Musk, who was the founder of and CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, Jack Ma, the co-founder and former executive of the Alibaba Group, Steve Jobs, who is the founder of Apple, and Jeff Bezos, who is the founder and former CEO of Amazon. So, Coco, what is a business that you often buy from or that you often go to?
就说我们经常去哪里买吗？
Yeah.
Go to the shop.
So, do you know the names of any of the shops?
Yes.
So, could you tell us some of them, please?
I don't know.
有没有去麦当劳？去麦当劳有什么标志？这个意思，这 question 意思就是问类似这种标志。除了麦当劳，还有其他 shop 你们去过什么地方？有那些标志你可以看出来。
OK。麦当劳它的标志是一个 M。
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Coco. Can you think of any other ones, or is that the only one? Okay. So, Sophia, can you think of any logos? Sophia? Oh, Crest.
Yes.
Very good. Crest, that's like for toothpaste, right?
Yes.
Very good, Sophia. Great job. Thank you. Marin, can you think of any logos?
A logos is Sam. SAM.
Is that for Samsung?
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing, Marin. Mu Yi, can you think of any? Theodore, can you think of any logos?
Can you speak again?
So can you think of any logos?
I think so. 苹果 is a apple.
Yeah, for Apple technology stuff, right?
KFC.
Are there any other ones? It's really good so far though, Theodore.
I think so.
Okay.
No. Nice pizza and 必胜客.
Yeah, that one is also pretty good. Thank you for sharing, Theodore. You did a great job. Andre, can you think of any logos? Andre?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, no? Okay. No problem. Hardy, can you think of any logos? I guess not. Kaden, you think of.
So another job we will be going over is the engineer. And an engineer is a person who designs, builds, or maintains engines, machines, or public works. Some famous engineers are Thomas Edison. He is famous for making the light bulb. Henry Ford is famous for making the car. And Elon Musk is the owner of Tesla and one of the richest people alive. The average salary of an engineer is $100,640 a year. The education level in America you must earn a bachelor's degree from a school recognized by the ABET or Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology in order to become an engineer. Some companies are Ford, Tesla, and Huawei. So, Coco, would you want to be an engineer when you grow up?
I
So, Coco, would you want to be an engineer when you grow up?
yes, I want to be a engineer when I grow up
Can you tell me why?
because it's so cool.
I agree, engineering is very cool. Sophia, can you name something you use every day that was designed by an engineer?
Mm, Quest, quest, quest.
I'm not sure I understood you. Can you say that again?
小红，bowling。bowling。bowling。
Bowling? That's very cool. Theodore, would you want to be an engineer when you grow up?
No,
Why not?
because I want to be an author.
Oh, an author is very cool. Marin, can you name something you use every day that was designed by an engineer?
Bed. The bed and the table.
A bed?
Yeah.
Table. That is a very good example. Andre, would you want to be an engineer when you grow up?
No,
Why not?
because I think he's too bored.
That is, I find that kind of reasonable.
So the next job we will be talking about are the police. And police are some of the most important people in a country because they are in charge of keeping people safe and upholding the law. Police are a government-run body or a group, and they have many different ranks, going from a normal officer to the highest rank, which is, or maybe not the highest, but like a pretty high rank, which is a commissioner. And in order to become a U.S. police officer, you have to be older than 21, you have to be a U.S. citizen, you have to be healthy, and you also have to have no criminal background. And on average, police have made around $50,000 a year. So, Coco, have you ever met a police officer?
No, I haven't.
Would you like to meet a police officer?
No.
Yeah, police can be kind of scary sometimes. Very good, Coco. Thank you for sharing. Marin, what about you?
I didn't have any police officer.
Would you like to meet a police officer?
I don't know.
Very good. Thank you for sharing as well, Marin. Sophia, have you met a police officer?
I have been a police officer.
Okay. So can you?
I have.
Oh, that's very cool. Do you want to tell us what happened?
The door is wrong.
I'm sorry.
The
Can you
door
repeat that?
is wrong.
Oh, the door was locked. Oh, was it scary?
No.
Oh, you were very brave then. I would have been really scared. You're a very brave little girl, Sophia. Thank you so much for sharing. Mui, have you ever been helped by a police officer? Okay. What about you, Theodore?
No.
Oh, would you like to meet a police officer?
Can you speak again?
Oh, I was asking if you would like to meet a police officer.
To meet policeman?
Yeah, would you or would you not?
Um, it means what?
Do you have any questions, Theodore?
I think so. No.
Okay. Yeah, that, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for sharing, Theodore. How about you, Andre?
I like to be a police.
Oh, can you tell us why you would like to meet a police officer?
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool job, and you get to help a lot of people. Thank you for sharing, Andre.
So another job is a firefighter, and firefighters are a lot like police. They are also run by the government and help keep people safe. Firefighters' main job including putting out a fire and rescuing people from dangerous situations and places. There are around 1 million firefighters in the US, and 67% of them are actually volunteers. Because being a firefighter can be very dangerous, they need to be qualified, right, to become one. Firefighters need to at least complete a 36-hour introductory course. So, Marin, have you ever been in a dangerous situation?
I didn't be in a dangerous situation.
That is, I'm not quite sure I understood it, but I think what you said was that you were in danger, so that was, I'd be scared. Um, Andre, have you ever been in a dangerous situation?
No.
Oh, have you seen a firefighter?
My brother wants to be a firefighter.
Oh, that's very cool to know. Oh, someone who wants to be one. Thank you for sharing. Um, Coco, have you ever been in a dangerous situation?
No, no, I haven't.
Oh, did you like to become a firefighter?
No,
Oh, that's okay. Thank you for sharing. Theodore, have you ever been in a dangerous situation?
I think so. Have when the bike
Were you scared?
the bag ran out. I think so that.
It must have been very scary. Thank you for sharing. Sophia, have you ever been in a dangerous situation?
No, I haven't. I have a bear drill.
Oh, would you be scared in a fire drill?
No.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
So the next job we will be talking about are doctors and nurses. So a doctor is a person who heals someone who is ill or injured, and a nurse is someone who assists the doctor or someone who helps the doctor. And there are a lot of different types of jobs under doctor, and they're like very specialized. Like neurologists, I think I don't know what they do. Pediatricians, they are doctors for younger people like kids. Physicians, and a lot more. And their average salary is 200,000 to 500,000 a year. And some very famous doctors are Elizabeth Blackwell, Helen B. Tassag, and Jonas Stock. And all hospitals. Oh, to become a doctor, you need to have a doctoral degree, which takes a long time. So, Coco, do you want to become a doctor?
Yes, I want to be a doctor
Oh, that's very cool. Why do you want to become a doctor?
because the doctor helps the people.
That's a very good reason. Do you know what kind of doctor you want to be? Coco, do you know what kind of doctor you want to be?
Be- I want to be a
If you want, you can also say it in Chinese.
医师。
That's very cool. Thank you for sharing, Coco. That's a great answer. Marin, how about you? Do you want to become a doctor?
I didn't want to be a doctor.
Oh, can you tell us why?
Because I want to be a scientist.
Oh, that's very cool. How long have you wanted to be that?
Hmm. 1 year.
That's very cool. Thank you for sharing, Marin. Mu Yi, do you want to become a doctor? Okay. Sophia, would you want to become a doctor?
Yes, I want to be a doctor because my auntie is a doctor too.
Oh, that's very cool. Do you like your auntie?
Yes, I do.
She seems like a very nice person. Thank you for sharing,
Yeah.
Sophia. Andre, do you want to become a doctor?
No.
Oh, can you tell us why? Andre, can you tell us why you don't want to become a doctor?
It's boring.
I guess you could say that. Thank you for sharing, Andre. What about you, Theodore? Would you want to become a doctor?
What?
Would you want to become a doctor?
No.
Can you tell us why?
It's boring.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Andre. So Theodore, do you want to become a doctor?
No.
Can you tell us why?
I want to be a artist.
Oh, you want to be an artist?
Yes.
Oh, that's very cool. I could never be an artist. I'm not good at doing anything like that. That's really cool though, Theodore. Thank you for sharing.
Another job is the arts, and an art is the expression of human creative skill and imagination. Some examples are the painter, dancer, singer, and designer. Some famous artists are Pablo Picasso, Vincent van Gogh, and Ariana Grande. Their salary depends on what type and how successful they are, but the average would be $60,000 to $70,000. They, for the education level, they need to have at least a high school diploma, but most usually get a master's degree. Some example, some companies are Google, Warner Music Group, and Getty Images. So, Theodore, which one of these jobs would you enjoy doing the most?
I want to painting because I like drawing.
Drawing is really fun and relaxing. I think it'd be cool. Thank you for sharing. So, which one of these jobs would you enjoy doing the most?
I want to painter. Exactly.
And your paintings are very cool. I think.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Andre, which one of these jobs would you enjoy doing the most?
Nope.
We're asking which one you would enjoy the most. So, would you like being a painter, dancer, singer, or designer the most?
Singer.
Can you tell us why, Andre?
I don't know.
So, you could, I, that's very cool. I don't know. Thank you for sharing. Coco, which one of these jobs would you enjoy doing the most?
I enjoy singer too, because sing is very interesting.
Singing is very interesting. Thank you for sharing. Marin, which one of these jobs would you enjoy doing the most?
The I want the painter.
Can you tell us why you want to be a painter?
Because I like to paint.
Painting can be very fun. Thank you for sharing.
So now we will be playing a game called Spot the Difference. And so everybody will be shown two different pictures. And they're really similar, but there are like little things that are different. And so we want to try and find out where the differences are. So like Marin, do you see anything different in any of these photos?
Yes. The one pictures have three popcorn under the bowl. They have four popcorn.
I see. Let me see. So are you talking about here? No, not there. Here and here. And here. Are those the two? What are you talking about? For some reason it doesn't. Okay, I think I understand what you're talking about though. So thank you for sharing, Marin. Coco, can you find any differences?
I circle.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Coco. Sophia, can you find any differences? I see, Coco. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, if you don't as well. I see. Oh, yeah, I see. Thank you, Sophia. That's very good. Very smart. Andre, can you see any differences? Yeah, very good, Andre. You're also very smart. Thank you. So Theodore, can you find any differences as well? Theodore?
Yes, wait a minute.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't mean to rush you. I just wanted to make sure you were there. Oh, I see. Very good, Theodore. Thank you. So Kaden, can you go to the next page? Kaden, can you please go to the next page? So yeah, we got most of the ones. Yeah, we did pretty good. I think we did really good.
Hey, can you find a difference in this picture? Can you hear me, Andre? Oh. Yes, that is a difference. Thank you. Sophia, can you find a difference? That is a difference. Thank you for answering. Also, I don't know who stuck in the clouds, but good job on finding that. And someone found another difference. Okay. Coco, can you find a difference?
有救护车。有救护车。
The sun.
The sun, there is a difference in the sun.
Yes, and the 还有那个蜗牛。
I think are you talking about this? I don't exactly understand what you're saying, but good job. Oh, the snail. That is a difference. I think we can. Theodore, can you find a difference?
Okay. This one.
There is a difference in the penguin. I think that's all. Oh, I forgot about this. Cool. Okay. Good job, everyone.
Okay. So for this one, Marin, can you find any differences? Oh, did someone circle the apple? Marin, did you circle the apple?
Hmm?
Did you circle
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, very good, Marin. Thank you. Sophia, can you also pick one out? Okay.
Okay.
Did you pick the tree?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. You're so smart, Sophia. Thank you. Andre, I think, did you do the one in the grass and the leaves? Andre, did you circle the grass and the leaves?
Yes.
Oh, you're very good at this. Thank you, Andre. And Theodore, did you circle the clouds?
Okay.
We don't have any more time for games, so we shall go to the homework. So this week's homework is, what do you want to be when you grow up and why? That is the end of this week's Building Bridges class. Thank you for coming.